Have you ever known or been a bully yourself? I can remember thinking back to elementary school and seeing bullies, and you always think these are the tough guys. These are the guys that aren't afraid of anything. And you have to be careful because they're so strong and big and they're going to push you around because they're a bully. Only later on in life do you find out that bullies really are the weakest. Because the reason you bully someone else is because you are not at peace with yourself. So in order to regain some control in your life, you hope that you can cause other people pain because of the pain you experiencing in your own life. You see, when Jesus tells us, when he's asked about what's the greatest commandment, and he gives us two, he says, of course, the first one, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And the second is just like it. And this is found in Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 to 38. He says, the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. You see, this all actually works together. Because when you think about the phrase, for some of you, you're saying, love my neighbor as myself. Well, I don't even love myself. So I'm going to treat others the way I love myself, and I hate myself. And so I treat others the same way, with hate. The only way to actually and truly know how to love yourself is when you know who God is. And when you give that voluntary love to God, understanding you are the one who created me. You are my creator, my father, my redeemer, and my friend. And now I can see myself as to who I really am. And the way you've made me, the way you've loved me, has caused me, yes, to love myself the way I should be loved. And when that happens, that's the only time I can love my neighbor the way the Bible wants us to, as ourselves. You've probably looked at the commandment of love your neighbor as yourself and thought, well, this is why you're lashing out at other people. This is why you are treating them harshly. This is why you are getting so angry with others. Because you are not at peace with who you are as yourself. You don't know yourself, or there is pain and hurt within yourself, and you lash out to others in response to that pain. And the only way to truly and wholly come to God and fix that portion of your heart is when you love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Because that is the only time that you can now gain access to divine power in order to see yourself as God sees you. You see, those two great commandments actually are the way we can find fulfillment, joy, and happiness in our own lives. It doesn't mean things are always going to go well and be right. There will still be calamities and hardships that we find along the way. But when you recognize, my friend, that you are God's creation, that you are God's child, that you are made in His image, that you have an identity and a purpose, and that He has paid a price for your life so that you can be with Him forever because He loves you that much. When you realize the dignity of who you are, no matter what your parents may have said to you, no matter what a spouse may have said to you, no matter what a friend or a bully may have said to you, you know who you are in God's eyes. One who is redeemed and one who is loved. One who has put a special price for you because you were worth the life of Christ Himself. And now that you know who you are, you can actually love others as yourself because you love yourself because you see yourself as God's child. And now that I see myself as God's child, I see the other person as God's child as well. I don't need to bully them. I don't need to hurt them. I will love them the way I love myself because God has loved me in that way. Can you recognize in your own life? Are you lashing out at others? Are you hurting others? It's not about them, probably. It's something within your own life. Something about how you see yourself. And you have to deal with those demons. You have to be able to come to the Lord, the only great physician who can help you see you as who you really are. Love the Lord your God and love your neighbor as yourself. Do you love yourself? Go to God. He can show you how much you're worth loving.